Hi, I'm Geddy, one of the trainers here at Frame. So right now you're premenstrual. You are in your fight phase. Not because you want to pick a fight, although if you've got PMS you might, but because everything just feels a bit of a struggle right now. So it's time to fight back with some exercise. These are going to help with symptoms like backache and that feeling of heavy legs. So peel yourself off that sofa and come join us for some low impact exercises and some gentle stretches. You'll thank us later. Okay, so we're going to do a ballet inspired bar workout. And it's really just about getting that body moving in this phase, in this fight phase, stimulating that circulation. And here we go. So Lizanne's going to start with a nice big side bend over. So we get that nice lateral flexion on the spine, really opening up the side of that waist slightly into the lower back. And then just take a nice wide plie. The knees are going over the second toe, so it's really opening out those legs. So it's really opening in the hips. Then she's going to lift back up to her side bend. Good, and down. And up, good, down, and up. Good, just softening into the hips. Nice big sweep of the arm. Just doing 10 of these all together. And then just gonna hold her plie on the 10th. Good, then hold that wide plie when we're there. Good, then from there, she's really gonna dig those heels down into the ground so that it really ignites the glute and the hamstrings as she takes a few little pulses. Now, the lower you go, the more burn you're going to get. So depending on how you're feeling, you might want a lighter workout where you'll lift the hips up slightly higher. You might be feeling not too bad, so you might want to go a little bit lower and feel that extra burn. Squeezing. Good, then we're going to add in some heels. So you're going to lift the heels up and down and up and down and up and down. Good, really lengthening, she's really lengthening in that waist, reaching the rib cage away from the hip bones. Shoulders are nice and relaxed. Good, keeping those hips nice and open. 4, 3, 2, and hold them up. Good, let's take 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, good, place your heels down. Now we're going to take a nice big contraction over as she turns into a lunge, so she's internally rotating that back leg, so you're getting that movement in that hip socket, contracting in the tummy, hollowing out in the tummy, so it's compressing in the abdominals, opening up in that lower back, and then she's going to release all the way open into that nice wide plie, and contracting over, she exhales, inhale, exhale, inhale, good, using that breath. Inhale. Good, really curving into that spine. Loosening up in that back. Good, when she's done 10, you're gonna hold your lunge. Good, lift that chest up nice and high. So you want 2 right angles in the legs at this stage. So you want to be really pressing your back knee down to the floor. Now a common little thing that tends to happen in this position is pulse with your knee touching my hand. So pulse in and back. Yeah, so this often happens. And this is just putting strain to the front of your knee. So what you want to think about is you want to think about keeping that knee nice and still and driving the back knee down to the floor and keeping that front one nice and stable. And then we can add our high heels on and off again, up and down. Good, still bending that back knee down to the floor, relaxing in the shoulders. Good, zipping up in the abdominals. 4, good, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, transfer your weight forward. And hug that knee, contract into your abdominals, bringing that knee all the way into the chest, and then lengthen it back out to a nice long arabesque. Hold here. So in our arabesque, she's lifting, drawing the navel to the spine, so we're really keeping that length in the lower back. It's not about the height of the leg, so just lower your leg a little bit, Lizanne. Good, so you get a little bit more length in that lower back. So it's all about just creating space in that spine, and you're feeling a little bit into the back. And then exhale, contract the abdominals, and then lengthen the back. And then we're going to keep that length, so just hold your next one as well. So keep that length in the lower back, but then I want you to lift your breastbone up. So we're opening up in that upper back, up in that thoracic spine, and exhale, scoop in. And release, lengthen the leg away. So really trying to elongate those legs. Imagine that they're extending 2 inches longer. So we're just trying to lighten that body, especially lightening those legs if they're feeling a bit heavy in this stage, in this phase. Good. And then let's hold. That's about 10, right? Yeah. And then we can add some little pulses just for a little bit more work into the leg. So as you can see, her knees slightly turned out. The hip bones are both still facing down to the floor, but that leg slightly turned out just so we're wrapping the muscles around that thigh bone. Shoulders are just drawing down, back collarbones are just widening. Feeling nice and easy, nice and open. You're just going to lower down towards the forearms just to get a little bit more length in the spine and just to create more space. So every time you exhale, that navel draws in to kiss that spine and we create space. Good, 5, 4. Her standing knee is still bent over that second toe. It's really important that it doesn't roll in, just keeping that nice alignment. Then she's going to give that knee a nice tight hugging, compressing in the abdominals and hug the knee. Open up that back and really compress into the front of the abdominals. From there, you're going to take a stretch. So just going to stretch out and ease those legs. So you're going to need to come a little bit further away from your chair. And then reach forward and grab hold. So if this was too much, if your hamstring's a little bit tighter than Lausanne's, then you could be using the lower edge of your chair. So she's bending forward and she's really leaning those hips into it. So she's got her left leg up right now, so she's feeling a stretch in the front of her right hip flexor, really opening up through the front of that hip. And then she's going to exhale, fold over that front leg. So again, if it's hard to straighten your leg, you just do it on the lower level, so it's a little bit more manageable. You're drawing, so she again has her left leg forward, so she's drawing that left hip back, and she's rotating that right hip forward to really square the hips, to get a nice clean stretch down that hamstring. She's gonna inhale, create space and lengthen the spine, and exhale, she's gonna fold deeper down over the leg. Inhale, find some length, extending through that spine, and exhale, forward fold. So we're really using our breath. So our workout's nice and calm in this phase. Good, hold it there. Just relaxing into the stretch, really calm in this phase, taking us out of that fight or flight sympathetic system and taking us into the parasympathetic nervous system. So to really relax and release tension. All right, come up. I'm just going to turn to face the back for me. So you're just turning sideways, and you want to make sure that that knee is pointing up to the ceiling. So you're just rotating and dropping that hip into the hip socket. And you're going to take a nice big side bend over. Again, looking up to the ceiling. So you're not only feeling a stretch in the leg, but you want to be feeling that nice side stretch, maybe a little bit into the back. Good, just opening up, loosening all those muscles in the legs. Good, and release. Now you're carefully going to turn your toes and you're going to reach down for the floor. Now, if this was hard to reach the floor, you would have bent your standing leg, and you can also take the foot off the chair if you needed. So just hover it off for me, just show me a modification. So bending that standing leg. So this, if it was too much with your foot on the chair, then you would take this. If not, stretch that leg. So this was our standard. Or if you want to take a little bit further, if you're a little bit more flexible on those hamstrings, you'll hug your standing leg. So you give it a nice tight squeeze, just folding that body towards that leg. And they can always reach that leg all the way up to the ceiling, finding that balance. Good, opening up in those hips. Just taking a few breaths into your stretch. And then whenever you're ready, Lausanne, you can release down. Good, bend your knees, just really relax the head. Maybe shake the head no, shake the head yes. Then you're gonna hug behind your knees. Good, then she's gonna pull her chest away from her thigh bones. So it's as if between those shoulder blades, you wanna feel that expansion between the shoulder blades. So we're really opening up in the upper back, and that continues down into that lower back, just opening up all the muscles and the nerves around that, over that spine or down the spine, and then release the hands, keep the legs bent, keep that head really heavy as you stack the spine vertebrae by vertebrae. Shoulders just fall down the back, collarbones expand open, the head floats up nice and light. You should feel nice and tall and ready for the other side.